Well, good morning. Last time you saw me, I was in Alaska, and the time before you saw that, I was in Croatia, and now I am in Mexico. I'm at the Fairmont Mayakoba resort, just south, or just north, I guess, of Playa del Carmen on the Riviera Maya, which is where all like the all-inclusive party resorts are. This is a little bit more quiet of a resort, even though they do have some all-inclusive stuff. But I'm here for the weekend, just getting some relaxation. I'm not going to explain why, but it was a really good weekend to get out of Dallas, so that's why I'm here. Oddly enough, there was a company who used one of my images without permission. And all my images are protected by copyright. And so I, let them know, and we reached some mutually agreeable terms for them to keep using the image as well as compensate me for the improper usage of my work. They actually couldn't have been better to deal with. They understood, they explained it was an accident. They had no problem, paying what really, I had to charge them that because that's what I charge other people to use my images for stuff like event promotion. So anyways, the total amount of what we settled for was about the cost it would take to fly down to Mexico for a few days. So I flew down to Mexico for a few days. Now, there's a big problem. So I was expecting beach weather, and I can't open the door too wide because the lens will fog up. But let me just, from inside here, let's just look up. Okay, so what you see are cloudy skies, which is actually an improvement because it has been rainy skies. And I checked the forecast after I booked the trip, which is actually a really bad habit I have of not checking the forecast. It's supposed to be raining and storming the entire weekend. But that's okay because really I don't have a lot planned. So that said, I just realized my hair probably looks like a train wreck, but I don't think you watch this for my face. Anyways, I brought my camera. I have this camera. I have a rental car. I figured I may drive down to some ruins, may not. May go take some pictures. I may not. But really, I'm just enjoying being away for a little bit. So let's explore the Fairmont Mayakoba resort, but then also see what else this region has to offer. So the Fairmont Mayakoba is quite large. It's a big resort like a lot of these ones are in Riviera Maya. And it's like quite a distant walk out to, everything. So they have these buggies, like a little shuttle system of buggies that travels all around the resort. Like every 5 to 8 minutes, you'll see one. I personally like the walk, so I haven't been using them that much, but you'll just see them driving around the whole time. That's kind of nice. It's convenient because I guess if some people don't want to walk or they're physically challenged to walk, it makes it really nice and convenient. But it's also cool being in the middle of basically what amounts to a jungle. Alright, so I made it out to the beach. Sorry about the wind noise. That is completely out of my control. Sorry about the hair. That is within my control, but I don't have much of it left, so there's not really much I can do about that. The red flags are out, so riptide alerts. Not that anybody would want to swim in this weather anyway. Rain is actually starting to pick up again, which makes me kind of nervous because I did bring this camera out here without a rain cover. But as you can see, they got like volleyball, they got water sports, they got, you know, cornhole or whatever people call it. That's one of the restaurants here. It's Las Brisas. It's a Latin grill. They have a little soccer thing over there. And then they have an unbelievable amount of chairs and umbrellas, which would be more useful if it was not raining. However, I can stand underneath it, and it does provide a pretty good rain cover. So that's nice. I may stay under here for quite a while because it looks like more rain is blowing in. So it's either that or go to the bar at that restaurant. We'll see. So those places there, they have like some residences here, but they also have, those are like the super high-end rooms that are basically right on the beach, separated pretty far away from the main lobby area. So I'm staying about halfway between the lobby and the beach. So it's not too far of a walk to really anything, so that's nice. Okay, so the hotel's laid out, and they have like the main building here, and then they have the transportation center over here where you catch your little shuttle or your buggies to go back to your room. And then they have like these buildings all throughout the property. And then they have like a more typical like hotel style over here. But this building right here has like the main lobby, which is upstairs, and then they have a restaurant which is downstairs. That's the one that's like AAA 4 Diamond or something like that, and you need reservations. You have to dress up all fancy for, and that's not really my style. They have a lobby bar which has Jenga and a margarita called El Capitan. That is a much more my scene. So let's go take a look up there. The check-in area is over here. And it's all open air. Well, it can be closed, but they have it as open air. And here's the lobby bar I was talking about. And from here you can go outside, where you can kind of look over the whole resort, which is really, really cool. Okay, so I just had to brag on myself a little bit. The waitress that I just had at the bar, the bartender had, sorry, she was like the 4th person to compliment me on my Spanish. But the problem is, like, I can speak it pretty well, or comfortably, I guess, but I cannot understand it very well, which is like the opposite of most people. So it's always a journey. Like, I'll speak it, you know, like I said, decently well. But then somebody will hear me say it, and they're like, oh, okay, if he speaks it that clearly, then you can probably understand it. And I'm just like, nope. I got like baño and cerveza, and that's about it. It usually takes me like 3 or 4 days to get used to hearing it, and then I can start picking up words better. But I'm only staying here 3 days. So right around the time I'm starting to understand it, that's when I'm going to leave. So let's talk about this trip. It's been raining since I got here, and I haven't been able to go outside very often. Haven't been able to do much. Haven't been able to take any pictures. I want to tell you why that's okay. My vision for this trip when I booked it earlier this week was getting out of Dallas just for a little bit. Sitting on a beach somewhere with a fruity sounding drink with a little loopy straw and umbrella in it, reading a couple of books, possibly getting sunburned, then coming back at the end of the weekend, ready to go into some really important meetings I have for work next week. Well, that didn't happen. Now, part of it is my fault because I didn't check any forecast before I booked this trip, but I think it's okay. I am out of Dallas, which is good. I did need to be there right now for reasons I will never explain, but just trust me. I've spent most of my time on this trip sitting in one of these chairs, looking out on that little stream, that little river, listening to the rain hit the pond, or the rain hit the stream, hit the trees. Once in a while, a gust of wind goes through, and you hear the leaves rustling a little bit. And it's beautiful. It's serene. Yeah, I've read a little. I've had a couple of not quite as fruity sounding drinks as I wanted, but I think I really experienced a little bit of peace. And I was kind of bored. And I think due to things like YouTube, due to things like bloggers, which I'm guilty on both parts, I think we've lost the ability to get bored. And because we've lost the ability to get bored, our minds kind of lose the ability to do what happens when we get bored, which is come up with new ideas, think about random things. Our minds get creative. Our minds are constantly moving, but I think we try to drown them out by seeing what everybody else is up to on Facebook or Instagram, or for me, worrying about what to post on the blog, worry about why don't I post enough, what YouTube videos do I make. I'm tempted to be like, oh, this sucks, why is it raining on my cool beach trip? I think it's a lot cooler to just sit there and be. Don't question why things are happening, but just accept that they are happening. It is raining. This trip is different than I thought it would be, but it's okay. I don't know what your beliefs are about any supernatural entities in the world, whether you call it the universe, whether you call it God, whether you call karma, whatever, or if it's nothing. Maybe all this is all just by chance. I think it's really nice when something different happens. It may be not what you wanted, but it may just be what you needed. So, I don't know. I guess this isn't too bad. It's amazing that you spend a healthy amount of money to come to a great place, sit around, and be bored, and feel like you got something out of it. But I really do think that's what's happened this weekend. So those are just some thoughts. Well, good morning. It's Sunday. It's day 4 of the trip. And I was excited when I woke up this morning because it was not supposed to rain. And guess what? It's raining. I know this is outside of anybody's control. It's frustrating. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave. I'm going to use one of my American Airlines frequent flyer benefits to do an earlier flight home, and I'm going to get out of here. So, while it's been a much different trip than I expected, it's still been a good trip. This resort is incredible. So, even though this isn't as exciting as, say, me going to Alaska and going down the Turnagain Arm or almost dying in Croatia, I still hope you've enjoyed the video. So until next time, it's Andy from Andy's Travel Blog. Take care. We'll see you in the skies.